appreciate you reminding everybody what this project was about. It was for people with disabilities, and it was denied 66, 67 unit development. At the same time, the city was approving similar sized developments, but not for people with disabilities. So just want to sort of level set the why we're here. But I came enthusiastically when I heard about this press conference today because I wanted to thank the Attorney General. I want to thank him for his partnership, for his leadership, not just his stewardship, for taking this a theory of the case that we had a few years ago relating to housing accountability to a whole nother level and driving that accountability and backing up that accountability. We came up with an idea a few years ago, $4.3 million set aside in the budget. We had 25 or so folks that we had identified to develop and design this unit. We were hopeful it would produce real results. Never did we expect an Attorney General to associate himself and partner so forcefully with that unit in a collaborative space that has advanced demonstrable results in just a few years. So again, gratitude and respect for your team. Many of them we had an opportunity to talk to just a moment ago, to our team collectively in the state of California for their good work, and for the legislature for enabling and supporting this process the entire time. Thank you, ultimately, the folks in Elk Grove for eventually doing the right thing. However, they found their way there. They eventually landed in the right spot, and ultimately, despite the denial, the delay, we won't ultimately be denied more units as the Attorney General laid out. As it relates to the deeper issue, and I won't belabor the points because they've been made more eloquently than I could, this is the original sin in the state of California. We can't make up for 50 years of neglect. The world we invented in many respects is now competing against us. I said it ad nauseum. You've heard it, it's a bingo card. State vision is realized at the local level. Localism is determinative as it relates to housing, as it relates to all policy making. And NIMBYism has gotten in the way of progress, and it has impacted the quality of life and the cost of living in the state of California. There's no issue that impacts the state in more ways on more days than the issue of housing. If there was one, I get this question a lot, if there's one thing you would do in the state of California, I'd rewind the last 50 years as it relates to housing policy and do exactly what we are doing now. Not only as it relates to accountability, but flexibility and land use reform, SEQA reform. I have signed 34 SEQA reform bills as governor of the state of California, providing resources and a resourceful mindset to support with technical assistance, support communities, large and small, all across this state. And we have been doing that. Now, the most important thing is to tune in and see what the Fed does with interest rates and continue the progress as we tame inflation to see those interest rates decline and to start getting the housing production moving again in the state of California. 2.5 million. That's the new established legal goals by 2030 in the state of California under this RENA process. The housing element we continue to enforce. And I want to thank in closing on this, we continue to improve upon our graduated sanctions strategy. We have not rested on our laurels. We're not standing still. And I want to thank, in particular, the legislature. One bill that I will acknowledge I will sign. None of those you ask me will I lay claim to that process, at least, or that conclusion, that is. But 1037. SB 1037, Scott Wiener, working with our office very collaboratively, has created a process so we can stop the abuses of places like Huntington Beach that continue doesn't get it. Not only do they not get things done, they don't get it. The crisis of affordability and the manifestation of the very problem they criticize and complain about. They are a poster child, continue to be a poster child. And I guess it's just they need attention. But they also need to get their act together. They're wasting millions of dollars of taxpayers' money. They continue to lose over and over and over and over again. 1037 will remedy the sanction component of that judicial abuse and process once and for all. And so, once again, we put Huntington Beach on notice, and I will conclude formally because I began formally as governor of California, asserting the state's right on behalf of 40 million people to move in a different direction and hold Huntington Beach accountable. You may recall 47 jurisdictions we called out in that first press conference among the first few days I was in office. Huntington Beach continues to thumb their nose despite, as I said, losing month in, not just year in, month out, year out. And that abuse soon will come to an end. We look forward to more progress, more housing, and more settlements because of the Attorney General's leadership in this space.